All right, so let's start off with either supported fish pose with the block or a rolled up blanket underneath the shoulder blades. So fish pose is going to be a little bit deeper of an upper back opener, and the rolled up blanket's going to be a little gentler. So you can start off with the blocks the same height, and then you'll discover if maybe, and again, I like to have the block behind the head and ease down slowly. So I'm going to come up to the screen and just observe. And let's start with the knees bent. That way we can allow the lower back to just settle in so that we're not overstraining it. Okay, Janet, that looks great. Cindy, can you lower your chin a little bit? Okay, does that feel better?
Yeah.
Or the same? Okay. It just seemed like the back of the neck was a little compressed. Okay. Now, Barbara, I'm just going to offer something. You just see if this seems like it would make sense. It looks like for you, you actually have more space available so that the chest can be higher than the head. So you may want to have the block under the shoulder blades the next level higher. And again, I'm observing your feeling, so you're closer to the situation than I am. And then Nan, I can't get a good view of you, but I'm just going to ask you um, to just notice if you feel a sense of opening and a sense of the shoulders being able to draw onto the back of the body and invite the arm bones to just melt into the shoulder sockets. As you breathe in, let the breath flood the whole front of the torso. And so you may feel it more obviously in the chest just because of the position of the supports. When you're ready, invite that breath all the way down deep into the belly. And then if the lower back feels like it has space to extend the legs, you could extend the legs. And now maybe the breath goes a little deeper all the way into the front of the hips. So I invite you to take advantage of that exhale and allowing the body to release holding patterns. So as we breathe in, we're inviting that breath to come across the front of the body and create space. And then the exhale is the remolding. It's the remolding of the alignment and maybe some posture habits that have creeped in. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. And this can be a really deep opening. So you want to come out of it with ease. You can begin by bending the knees if you straightened the legs. And just letting the shoulders, the upper back, just gently roll side to side. It's kind of like you're rolling across the balls or maybe a foam roller. In case any of those muscles have been sort of reshaped, you want to just kind of roll it out gently. And then just make your way off of your support, enough to slide the blocks to the side. And we're going to come right back on our backs to do a little bit of core work. So let's breathe deep into the belly, let the belly inflate. And then exhale, the belly deflates. And with the hands on the hips, roll the hips forward, you arch the lower back.
Could you just keep your voice up, Charlotte?
Sure, thanks for the
Thank you.
reminder. And then as you exhale, how's that, Barbara? You flatten. So inhale, hips roll forward, you've got the arch. And then exhale, hips roll back, you feel the spine flatten against the floor. Now pause in a neutral spine where you feel the index finger could slide right into that space. And let's grab the right leg behind the thigh, straighten the leg, flex the foot, and then bend the knee. Just do this a few times. Now, it can be interesting to just watch the alignment of the foot as it extends. So we can have imbalances between the quad muscles, especially the inner and outer, and this can control the alignment of the leg as we straighten. So just looking and observing and increasing the awareness of which muscles straighten and extend. And are there any imbalances? Now, next time the legs extend, just pause here. And now cross the right ankle over the left. You're creating a figure four. Now let's just take a couple of breaths here. We're not going real deep. We're kind of gently warming up for our warrior twos. Notice the back of the hips. Can you feel both of them on the floor? And now re-hug the right leg in and extend the left leg long. Notice the lower back. Again, you want to keep that alignment where you've got just a finger's space. On your inhale, float the left leg up. Just maybe an inch or two. And notice what happens to the lower back. It may flatten all the way, or it may arch. Just notice what your tendency is and see if you can navigate to having just the space for an index finger there. And now let the leg slowly go up towards the ceiling. Now you might feel certain quad muscles engage as you do this. Again, be curious, and then you slowly lower it down. Watch the lower back. Watch which muscles engage. Can you feel muscles along the front of the thigh engage? Just one more time, nice and slow, the leg draws up. And with curiosity, it's really common for the mind to wander. But if you approach this with curiosity, just watching sort of the dynamics of the body, when the leg touches down, just pause here, enjoy a few breaths. And then extend the right leg long, arms reach up and over the head. Do a nice full body stretch. Draw both knees in and let's make circles with both knees. So nice little massage for the lower back. You're also practicing that pelvic tilt where you notice you've got the lower back arch and then you flatten it. Let's take the circle in the other direction. And pause here. Right foot to the floor, clasp behind the left thigh, and go through that straighten and extend with curiosity, noticing the alignment of the leg. Does the foot turn in or does the foot turn out? As you flex the foot, do you feel a stretch across the arch? And maybe that travels down the back of the calf. How is the neck and the shoulders here? Can you keep them relaxed? All right, next time the leg's straight, just pause here. And then cross the left ankle over the right knee, create that figure four. And let's just focus on, instead of a stretch of the muscles, focus on relaxing the leg bones into the joints. Focus on finding an ease in this figure four within the joints. And then re-hug that left leg, extend the right leg long. Just flow through arching and flattening the spine one time and then find that, we'll call it the neutral arch, where you could fit an index finger. As you float the right leg up, notice what happens to that arch. And then slowly bring the leg up towards the ceiling with curiosity, just noticing which muscles engage. And if this is provides any discomfort in the lower back, you just bend the leg. You don't have to go this full range. We've talked before about how the psoas muscle in the front of the hip has a connection to the lower back. So sometimes if this muscle's tight and you're stretching it, it can pull on the lower back. And so we don't want to cause any discomfort here. Next time the leg is on the ground, pause here. Enjoy a couple of breaths. Draw that right knee in. Let's make some circles away from each other. Reverse direction. And pause with the knees together. Grab your block and place it between the thighs. So I'm going the most narrow, just because of the narrowness of my hips. You may want to try a little bit wider. And then extend the shins. So you've got 90-degree angle from the shin to the thighs. Arms come out to the side, palms face down. Just squeeze the block here. And then begin to slowly extend the legs away from you. Be very mindful of the lower back here. And then bend and return. Just do this a couple of times. So you're looking to find length. So if you feel the lower back sort of panics and rounds or there's pain, then that's too far. Just one more round of this. And then you pause. Let the hands come behind the head like you're doing a crunch. Lift up just an inch. Draw the belly button back, lower back towards the floor. This is home base. lift a little higher, squeeze the block, lift a little higher, squeeze the block. Back to home base. Let's do that 3 more times. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, home base. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, home base. Last one. And home base. Nice. Arms to the sides. Extend the legs up to the ceiling. All right, so this one, just making sure you're honest with yourself. If there's any discomfort in the lower back, you retreat. Retreat. This is your new home base. You're going to slowly lower the legs towards the floor. If you squeeze the block, that's going to engage those transverse abdominal muscles. And then the legs come up. Just do that 2 more times. And again, curious about the sensations. You could also slide your hands underneath the lower back. And also feel free to press in the hands. Use the arms as a prop. After the 3rd one, you'll pause with the legs extended. Bend the knees. Arms stay to the side. Lower the knees towards the left, but don't let them touch. Use the bottom knee. Press it into the block and rise up through center. Then lower the knees to the right. Use the right knee. Press into the block. So that's activating the oblique. Just go side to side here. And you just go down as far as it feels comfortable, knowing that you have to come back up again. And we'll do a total of 3 on each side. And then just pause in the middle. You can remove the block. Just give the knees a little hug. Maybe roll the forehead up to meet the knees. And then we'll come up through seated and into table pose. Again, let's use the block between our thighs. Hands to the floor. Imagine you're opening up jelly jars. So you're spinning the hands apart, and that's going to draw the shoulder blades, the bottom tips towards each other. And let's do a few cat and cows here. Rounding and arching. And just be curious again about the sensations that you feel. It's really connecting to when different parts of the spine arches. Noticing any sticky areas of the spine. The most common is the mid part. So can you just pause? And again, sometimes we've got to reconnect those neural pathways to fire up areas of the spine in order. Find a neutral spine when you're ready. Toes curl under. Inhale, lift the knees off the ground, press the hips back, spin the thighs in, and then begin to grow the backs of the legs. Now, they don't have to come straight. Just focus on finding length in the lower spine, not lengthening the backs of the legs. And then lower the knees down. Let's take a little wrist break. Take your right hand up, flip it upside down, and stretch the thumb and the pinky towards the floor. And then do the other side. Now let's come on to the forearms. You can clasp your hands. We haven't done this in a while. Dolphin pose. So spinning the thighs inward. You'll feel the lower back might arch a little bit. Float the knees up. Walk the feet maybe a little closer towards the elbow. And breathe. Now, can you slide your chin towards the palms and then slide it back? Just 2 more times. And this can help to just sort of mobilize the shoulder area. Keep squeezing that block. And then lower down. Remove the block. Take a child's pose. Maybe some gentle rocking side to side. And release in the arms, lengthen the lower back. When you're ready, let's roll up to a forward fold. The back of your mat. Allow the body to be like seaweed. Relaxing the head, the neck, and letting the shoulders actually relax towards the ears. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Pause for a gentle back bend. Sorry. For level ground, sorry. And can you find that opening that we worked on in the beginning with the fish pose? Then inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Next inhale, chair pose. You're just going to come in and out of this. Exhale, stand up, lower the arms down. Inhale, sit down, arms rise up. Just 2 more times like this. Nice. Pause when you're standing. We'll make our way to the front of the mat. We'll take some warrior 2 sequencing. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Now pause here. Use the pressing into the thighs to slide the shoulders away from the ears. And then step the right leg back, come into your warrior 2. Now hips are opening up to the long edge of your mat. Straighten the front knee and then bend it. Inhale, cross the wrist, arms stretch, and then extend. Nice. Flip the palms up towards the ceiling. Notice if you can relax the shoulders a little bit more, and then rotate the palms down. Nice. Look out over the left fingertips. Now imagine you're stretching the arms right from the center of your chest. So you're not stretching from the shoulder to the fingertips. You're stretching from the center of the chest. Now float the palms up, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. On your exhale, bend the elbows, draw the elbows in towards the wrist, and inhale, reach up. So 2 more times, knee bends and elbow bends. Leg straightens, arm straight. Nice. And let's meet up in a warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Keeping that left knee bent. Inhale through warrior 2. Keep going. Hands can come to a table or blocks as you step the back foot up to meet the front. Press into the legs. Again, slide the shoulders away from the ears. And then step the left leg back into warrior 2. Hips are open to the long end of the mat. Straighten and then bend. Arms reach up. Float the palms up and just notice if this allows you to relax the arm bones in the shoulder sockets a little bit. Keep that and then spin the palms down. Look out over the right fingertips. Press back through the left arm a little bit so that the torso is right in the center. And then palms flip up, straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Then bend the elbows, bend the knees. Elbows draw into the side. Just do this 3 times. Can you feel the back of the shoulder blades drawing in towards each other? You get more back muscles involved here. Meet up in warrior 2 when you're ready. Flip the front palm, reach up and back. Inhale through warrior 2. Keep going, hands to the floor or blocks. Step the back foot up to meet the front. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, draw the palms down through the center of the chest. Nice. Let's add on. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back right into your warrior 2. Float 3 times, in and out. We'll do that same sort of pull-up bar. That seems to recruit the back muscles a little bit more. And then we'll pause in the warrior 2. Take your left forearm onto the left thigh. Right arm comes up and over. Press into the outside of that right foot. Roll the right shoulder back a little bit. Just a couple of breaths. And then inhale, rise up. Take your hands to your hips. Dial the back foot in a couple of turns. Going into triangle. So just shorten the stance a little bit. You can have a block handy. Should have cued you for that. Let's take the left hand to the left shin. Straighten the knee while you simultaneously press into the left hand. So that's going to engage the muscles. Roll the right hip back, the ribs, the shoulder back. Maybe extend the right arm. You can take the back of that left hand, press it into the leg. You could have the left hand on a block or a stack of blocks. And then inhale, rise, bend the front knee in reverse. Inhale through warrior 2. Keep going. Hands come to whatever surface you're using. Step the back leg up to meet the front. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Left leg steps back, warrior two. 3 rounds. Straighten and reach. Bend, pull down on that lat bar. Feel the lats on the back of the body turning on. After 3, extend the arms into your warrior two. Right forearm on the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over. Now, we've talked before about rooting and rising so you're not collapsing. Press into this right forearm so that you don't collapse into the right hip. Spin the left hip, ribs and shoulder open. And then inhale, you rise. Hands come to the hips. Dial the back foot in. Right hand just below the knee or above the knee, not on the knee. And begin to straighten that right leg while creating your own resistance. Spin the right hip, ribs, shoulder. Maybe extend the arm. Let's use a block for that hand. Because again, you want to use this hand to root and rise. There's a strong tendency to collapse through the right side of the body. So when we press into that hand, it activates those muscles. Slight bend in the front knee as you rise up, and then you reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Hands come to the surface. Step the back leg up. Inhale, rise. Gentle back bend. Exhale, home starts. All right. Just want to check in, see how everybody's doing. How we doing? All right. Great. Great. So we'll do a little sequence. I think we've done this before, where we bring the knee into the chest while we're in plank, but you can also drop the knee. I'll demonstrate, and you could do it from table as well. So let's begin with a nice deep breath and a gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press into the legs. Slide the shoulders down the back of the body. Hands come to the ground. Step back to your plank. So knees can be up or down. You can also do this on forearms. Slide the weight forward. Shoulder tips draw towards each other. If the knees are up, really press through the thighs so you're using the hamstrings and the glutes. And then you just bend the elbows to the degree that feels right. Come into a back bend. So if you're on your forearms, you come into Sphinx pose. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then press back, downward dog. Pedal out the legs. Let the head gently flow. Then inhale, right leg lifts. You can bend the knee to open up that hip. You could drop the left knee if you want to do this from table. This is bothering the wrist. That's a nice option. All right, level up the hip. Bring the right knee towards the chest as you slide the shoulders over the wrist. And then extend back. We got 2 more. This time, take the right knee over to the left elbow. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Extend it back. Right knee, right elbow. Extend it back. Right knee back to the center for pigeon pose. Now you can do this on your back if you like. Now let's just take a moment upright. I like to use a block or two. You can curl the left toes under. Lift the left leg up, just a little bit of a pulse here. Lower it down, and then a little shift of the weight from left to right. And just coaxing the muscles into release. You can stay upright or drop down at any point in time. The two variations offer two different or multiple different benefits. Upright, you're getting that back bend. You can focus on drawing the shoulders away from the ears. If you drop down, it's a little bit more calming to the nervous system. When you're ready, we're going to slowly transition back to downward dog. So if you're down, you slowly come up and then press back and walk out your dog. Let the head relax. When you're ready, the left leg lifts and you bend the knee to open up the hip. Level off the hip. Left knee into the rib cage. Root to rise here. Press through that right heel so you're using the right glute and hamstring. Then extend back. And then left knee, right elbow. Same thing, root to rise. Extend back. Left knee, left elbow. Extend back. Left knee to the center. Find your pigeon. Just take your time preparing your body for this deep pose. Acknowledging that the two sides can be quite different. Taking your time as you travel back to downward dog. Welcoming any organic movements. When you're ready, lower the knees to the floor. Come into your Sphinx pose. Let the weight just gently rock from side to side. And this has been a rather physical class, so feel free to stay here if this feels like a nice balance to what we've done. If you'd like to do a forearm plank, toes turn under, and you lift up. And again, you don't have to lift up the whole torso. Imagine that block between your thighs. You're spinning the thighs inward. Root into the forearms. Slide the shoulders down the back of your body. Breathe. Release down, all the way down. Make a pillow with your hands. Let the knees bend and the legs flow. Relax the legs down. Legs come close together. Forehead is on the back of the hands. Keep the forehead and the hands together as you lift up. So lifting the head and forehead, sorry, the head and the hands. Probably not going to get very high. And you keep nodding your head into the hands to protect the neck. Then you release down. Back to your Sphinx. Slide the shoulder blades away from your ears. So if you think about tractioning the elbows towards the hips and the chest forward, you might find that helps to draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Stay here or take another round of forearm plank. Release and windshield wipe. We're doing lots of windshield wiping lately. And one last round of the upper back strengthening pose. Forehead rests on the back of the hands. Lift hands and head together. Release down. Slide hands underneath the shoulders. Press back for puppy pose and just let the hips gently sway like a puppy tail. And we'll come onto our backs. Have your blocks handy. You could have layers of clothing if you wanted to put them on. We'll do a gentle bridge pose with the block underneath the sacrum. So just below the arch of the lower back. Start at the lowest height. I invite you with curiosity to just notice the subtleties. So there may be physical subtleties that you're noticing here. There may also be energetic subtleties. This pose can have a restorative parasympathetic effect on the nervous system, which is a bit more subtle than just noticing how your core feels or your lower back. So enjoy a couple of breaths here, just noticing whatever there is to notice. If you'd like, you could extend the legs up towards the ceiling. You can notice the physical sensations. Maybe the more subtle physical sensations of just feeling the blood or stagnation being released from around the ankles and being transported on the express train back to the heart to be recirculated. The legs are lifted, slowly lowering down, removing the block when you're ready. Extend the left leg, hug the right leg, watch the breath. Maybe have the block to the left side of the body, so when you take your knee across, you can rest on that block. Back to center, hug the knee. Extend it long. When you're ready, bring the left knee in, enjoy a few breaths. Let that left knee come across the body. Maybe it lands on the block. Back to center, give the knee a little hug. Extend the leg long. Notice if there's any final movements or postures you'd like to take before a final relaxation. Allowing the body to completely relax into the floor. allowing the body to release any old patterns and integrate the new patterns. The mind starts to wander. Invite curiosity to just notice subtle sensations within the body, subtle sensations of the breath. Using these as an anchor for whenever your mind may wander. Breath to be a little longer and a little deeper. And right, gentle movements into your fingers or toes, or letting your head flow side to side. When you're ready, slowly make your way to your side. Enjoy a moment of pause. And make your way up to seated. Like to join me in a chant of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Thank you guys.